So, female representations in sexuality in the media. You're probably either thinking, wow, oh my gosh, thank you so much for bringing up this topic, it matters so much. Or you're thinking, my God, not more of this, I get it. If you're thinking more the latter statement, I totally understand. Because this topic does get brought up a lot, especially in classes like this. So, for those of you in that mindset, I'm going to try to get this issue to touch home a little more and basically give you more of a reason to care. How many of you, by show of hands, have been to our library? Anyone? Awesome. Awesome job, guys. Great to see that. So if you've been to our library, you've probably seen the cafe in there, maybe the stands of magazines around that area. Now that's where we all were when we got together to talk about what we're going to do for this project. So naturally, I'm looking around and pondering all the amazing possibilities and basically just trying to distract myself. But as I was looking around, our project just kept staring straight back at me. I literally did not have to move from my seat to take those pictures. And from that one seat, we have sexy woman playing with fluffy bunnies versus technical farmer man with a laptop for who knows what reason. Then we got tits. Then we got some more tits, and that's all compared with guy in suit, lab coat, and football uniform. And notice he doesn't have to wear lingerie in order to play football. It's quite a concept. So while we're talking about this topic and trying to bring up awareness as to how fucked up this issue is, a couple 100 yards away, there's a hub of what is supposed to be great intellectual ability, just continuing to perpetuate this issue. Thanks to you. So, for those of you who may have never stepped foot in the library, no judgment here, I've heard things happen outside the library too. Maybe you'd rather go to a party. Maybe you've been to hockey parties or lacrosse parties. Nice job on the win, by the way. Maybe you go to frat parties. Maybe you actually went to the frat party that was themed CEOs and office hoes. Or, of course, the classically themed sluts and wizards, right? So those are real party themes that actually happened on campus this year. Women are so sexualized in the media, and we see it everywhere we go, that this ends up having an effect outside the media and influences perceptions about how women should really be living their lives. So we wanted to see how deeply rooted these sexist perceptions are on our campus. So we had a random sampling of 50 students take an online survey, and it had some really interesting results that Eva is going to get into.
Yes, so we did a random sampling of about 50 students in the college-aged range from 18 to 22 years old. And of those respondents, 38 were women, 10 were men, and 2 responded that they either preferred not to respond or identified as an other gendered identity. And we asked respondents to choose between who's hotter from the list of lovely ladies up here. And we got some pretty, at least from what we understand, some pretty stereotypical responses in terms of the majority of these 50 respondents chose Jennifer Aniston as the quote-unquote hottest out of Frida Pinto, Eva Longoria, Zoe Saldana, Lucy Liu, and Alex Rice. So then from these women, we also asked people why they chose why that woman was the most attractive. And of course, you can't talk about sexuality and beauty without doing a more of an intersectional approach. And so we noticed that when talking about Jennifer Aniston, a lot of our respondents replied that she was hot and blonde, totally girl next door type of vibe, skinny, admired by men was something that we quoted one of our respondents saying. And again, overall, Jennifer Aniston was sexualized for looking young for her age and for being blonde, etc. Whereas with Eva Longoria, she was immediately sexualized for her race. People either responded, Latina hottie, or, sexy high maintenance, bossy. And then with Lucy Liu, people often described her as being quote-unquote Asian hottie, or definitely sexualized her for more of that kind of Harajuku culture that Asian women are often troped with. And Of course, as the previous slide said, no one responded that Alex Rice was the most attractive, perhaps because she's not as well known. But anyway, she was one of our Native American women that we selected. So regretfully, there's not enough data to show that, but I think that just the fact that no one chose her is also pretty telling as well.
Yeah, so like Eva said, we asked like a bunch of different questions. So one of our other questions was, describe your dream guy or gal in 1 to 3 sentences. And we had a lot of different answers for this one. Definitely on different ends of the spectrum. Like we had a cutie patootie with a love of greens, a strong woman who knows how to take control, and then there was also more superficial answers, kind of, that were talking about like, oh, I want a guy with brown hair, blue eyes,
Tall, above 6'3".
Yeah, I want a girl who's skinny, and then like they said like knows how to take control. Someone else said my dream guy would be a man who doesn't feel the need to prove he's a man, which was very interesting. He is comfortable with who he is, caring and kind, has the ability to make me laugh. There was a lot of answers like that too, like is funny, can make me laugh, can go do outdoorsy stuff with me. So very different answers there. And then we also asked, what does sexism mean to you? And this, again, we got a lot of different answers on this one. So we got things from sexism is the disparity of treatment based on gender. Sexism is problematized when the effects of that treatment are harmful. And then we also got answers that talked about how sexism starts in our childhood, which they've all kind of talked about in here, and how girls see it a little sooner than guys, and that carries on into adulthood and really affects like who we are and our identities. And people also answered sexism is the fact that leadership qualities lauded in men are often seen as negatives in women, something we've also talked about in here. Like, if a man is strong in the workplace, but a woman is seen as like the bitch boss. And then also, it's hard to escape sexism.
And then to demonstrate this point further, we found a video. It's kind of a parody, but it really displays the way that women are treated in a very poignant way. And let me turn the sound on. Good call.
Cash bonuses for nudity.
Well, this is a good point too, actually.
It's going to be good TV.
The offense really needs to score here, but this defense just isn't giving an inch. It's down to this last play. Interception! He's across the midfield. He's at the 40. The 30. 20. 10. Touchdown!
There are two sides to GoDaddy. The sexy side, represented by Brett Racchielli, and the smart side that creates a killer website for your small business, represented by Selma. Together, they're perfect.
So, in conclusion, we can see that women are highly sexualized in the media while men are not. And while you may think you can avoid the media and you're above these messages, through the survey we can see that these images really do affect the way you think. So to get all of you involved, we created this poster, made a copy for everyone in this room. And on the poster you can see there's images, you can see the woman in the advertisement versus the male. And we can see it's kind of funny, like, what we want you to do with this poster to get all of you involved in helping create awareness on this issue is hang it up on your dorm room door, or maybe if you have like a bulletin board at where you work, maybe hang it up on like a bulletin board and try and get more people to see this poster to help raise awareness on this issue. So yeah, that's our presentation. Thank you for listening.
She says that.
You have to end this.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just edit.